Shalom, my friends. With this month's Ask Yael, there were so many amazing questions that it was hard to pick anyone, but Janice asked about Purim, the holiday of Purim that we're celebrating next week. And so it was definitely a great time to speak to you a little bit about the holiday of Purim, which happens to be one of my favorite holidays. Now, what's the story of Purim? The story of Purim is when Queen Esther and Mordechai go and are able to overturn the decree of wicked Haman and King Ahasuerus to save the Jewish people. And what's very interesting and unique about the book of Esther, which tells us about the story of Purim, is that God's name is not mentioned even once. In the entire book of Esther, God's name isn't even mentioned once. And so it leads me to question, why was this book canonized? Why was it made holy? Why was it integrated into the books of the Torah that go down forever to teach us a lesson? We call them the Megillot. This is called Megillat Esther, the book of Esther. Why do we look at this as such a holy holiday that still today we have to celebrate it if God's name isn't even mentioned once? And the answer is that that's exactly why we need to celebrate this holiday. That's exactly why we need to read the book of Esther. Because in the holiday of Passover, God did revealed miracles. He split the sea. We had the 10 plagues that came for the people of Egypt, for the king of Egypt, for Pharaoh, to show God's might, to show God standing for the Jewish people. But during the book of Esther, when that was happening, it's very similar to the times of today. God is hidden. He's hidden within nature. He's hidden within stories. And so you see his might, especially living here in Israel, when you learn about the 1948 war and the miraculous 1967 war, when tiny Israel was attacked by millions of Arab strong countries that had a developed army, and tiny little Israel won. You see God within it, but it's not through revealed miracles like the splitting of the sea. And so that's why I believe the book of Esther specifically was brought into the books that we read traditionally every year on Purim forever. And so the holiday of Purim, we have a few mitzvot, a few commandments that we have to do. We have to read the book of Esther and hear it. We have to give mishloach manot, where we give out baskets of food to our friends and loved ones and families, and matanot le'evyonim, that we give a special tzedakah, a special charity to people in need on this day. And so you'll see in Israel, and maybe in your own communities, if there are Jewish communities near you, that people get dressed up, children and adults alike. It's a time of joy, that we rejoice in knowing that even though God is hidden, he is here with us. And even though it might look like we should despair, like the Islamic terrorism is on the rise, and Israel's enemies are so great, and even Christians are being persecuted and beheaded, but there is hope. God has not abandoned us. God is here with us, and he's intertwined within the stories that we're seeing every single day. And when we look for him between the lines, and when we look for him within our heart, we will find him. And there is hope. En Yeush. There's no such thing as despair. When God is with us, there is hope. And that is what the story of Purim, the story of Esther, the story of Mordechai, even the story of wicked Haman comes to show us. When there's bad, they will be destroyed. When there's good, they will ultimately win, because God likes good. God stands with good. And I bless us all to always see the good within every situation and God within every single story of our lives.